That's all my work.
Oh,
That
okay.
whole video right in the middle, I did. That'll connect. All right, we got 5 minutes after this song. I'm gonna drop up. So your mic should be good.
Mic check it.
No, because I know it's good. Dude, you look kind of professional, man. Oh shit, I'm gonna turn the lights on. You got that one?
There's my contribution.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, man, it's cold, sucker.
Oh, we got an ashtray up here? What do you want? Woman, why do you do this to me? Thanks. Hey guys, what's up? Dick with me here. Hey, what's up, guys? Dick Liberty here. We're going to be coming at you here roughly in about 5 minutes. There's a song that I'm going to play that was shared with me and requested that I premiere right here on Hood News Global. Now, this is a surprise and a shock for Junior, I'm sure, because I didn't really tell him this yet, but if you've been following our feed, you've been following Hood News Global, you've been following Dick Liberty, you would know that we've been covering a case called Kenworthy, Lee Kenworthy. And I'm not going to touch on that too much tonight because I think enough damage has been done by trolls and other people. But what I am going to do is I'm going to release this song. So I want you to enjoy the song. I want you to let me know what you guys think. Again, this song is called Liberty Bell, and it's done by Shane Granger and the Parlor Dogs. Okay? Again, that name is Liberty Bell, Shane Granger, and the Parlor Dogs. Hope you enjoy. And we'll be back right after this. I'm going to turn the speaker off when we go live on Facebook because that's what gives the feedback.
Yeah.
But they'll still be able to hear through everything else in the mics. Run to save the light. Far away, hear the sound of a winning day. In their own land, so can't be free, even to survive. Far away, hear the sound of a ringing bell. Oh, can't you feel that living?
You're an ashtray?
Using that.
Can't you hear that Maggie, ask Miss Shannon to bring me a charger up here, please. For my phone.
Hey guys, you're just joining us here on Facebook. We released a song, and it was requested that we release a song for one of our followers and one of our fans. So this song right here is called Liberty Bell. We released it a little bit early on the Hood News Global radio station and through the web app and their website. But basically it is a song that they feel has the essence of the Lee Kenworthy case and everything that's happened in that case. Just an update, you know, quickly as we talk about this. Lee Kenworthy is hopefully going to be released tomorrow, according to Miss Brown, Samantha Brown. But I just want you to enjoy the rest of the song before we kick off this show, and I hope you like it. I'll play it again at the end of the show, so those of you on Facebook can catch it and get it. Again, it's Liberty Bell by Shane Granger and the Parlor Dogs, and let us know what you think. I got to tell you though, we're going to get into it tonight. Thanks guys for joining us.
Last might be the last three.
I think it might go that way tonight. Why don't you use this?
Sure.
That'd be better for it.
I like doing it so I can chime in and put my comments in there.
Yeah. All right, again, that was the Liberty Bell by Shane Granger and the Parlor Dogs. Okay, that was sent to me by one of our followers who supports everything that we've been doing and really appreciates what we've been talking about here. That song specifically was suggested to mention the Lee Kenworthy case. Now, any of us, or any of the, I want to say thank you real quick to Cassie, to Chad, to Kimberly, to Kristen Davis-Lewis, to Chantel, to Steve, and I want to thank you all for joining us. I want to thank all of our listeners on Hood News Global for joining us.
You're not going to thank me for joining too?
Well, thank you for joining, Dilly. I want to make sure. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. That's what I'm saying.
And if you take a moment to notice, yes, I am Dick Liberty. I know it might be hard to tell because I'm missing a good portion of my facial hair, but I did that for a reason. What? All right, I wanted to make a statement. All right, and the reason why I did it was because it's a time for change, and any woman knows, and most psychologists know that when there's a big need for change, people do drastic things like change their hairstyle, dramatic haircuts, go on a weight binge, shave off beard hair, stuff like that. So, and I didn't want Dilly to feel all alone, in all honesty. So, The line's going to be open tonight. It's 386-682-7278. We encourage you to call in. We encourage you to participate in what's going on, because if you've been watching what's going on, there has been a shit show, pandemonium, craziness going on in the media. What do you think, Dilly? Like,
oh, man, we're ready.
Is this shit grinding your gears?
Yeah,
it is grinding my gears.
We might have to have a grinding my gears session here in a little bit.
I think, honest to God, the grinding my gears session is going to be built into this, because if you've noticed, like, everything that we've talked about, literally everything that we've talked about or hinted to, pops up in the news, no shit, a week or two later, best. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
I agree with you.
Last week, what did we talk about? We talked about the Veterans on Patrol. We talked about how the leader of that organization was telling people to go onto Google and search for child pornography to prove his rape tree. We were talking about how they're utilizing the homeless veterans, which I'm sure it started as a great mission. But when you look at the history of Lewis Arthur or McKay, Lewis, or however other many names you want to call him, he has a multiple long record. Oh, I got a call coming in. Hang on one second. I'm going to see if I can put this up. Hello? I'm going to put him on speaker real quick till I get a switch. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. I'm trying to get you tied in here. Go ahead.
You're trying to get what?
I'm trying to get you tied in here. There you go. Hi, welcome to Dick Liberty. Oh, yeah, I can't hear you. I got to turn the speaker on.
I'm
trying to keep the speaker off. Hello?
Hey, yeah, I'm over here.
How you doing, man? Thanks for calling Dick Liberty. What do you want to talk about, man? You want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Hey, this is Irving speaking. I was just calling in to see how everything's going, and if there's any updates on anything. I'm just out here in Connecticut, seeing what's going on and trying to listen in.
Hey, man, I want to say thank you so much for joining. I know out there in Connecticut, I've been tracking a Mr. Michael Gill, and up in New Hampshire, Connecticut, that whole region up there, there seems to be like chaotic corruption and commodores of corruption. We kind of talked about that last week. In our government, like it seems like we are being stripped of our rights and our liberties, and we are agreeing to it because we are not aware of the wherewithal that this is actually and truly in. Do you have any experience with this, Irv?
Well, you're very accurate in what you're saying. I actually just walked out of the World Affairs Council meeting that I was just in, and we were talking about global issues, and a lot of this stuff is definitely coming up.
So you guys had a meeting about globalization.
About things that are going on in the world, you know, like we have a whole bunch of things going on that definitely need to be addressed. So I'm just happy that we have guys like you guys out there that are taking time, even though it's very dangerous and risky, but to try to tell the truth.
Hey, man.
Because just going to this meeting today lets me know that it is very important that we try to get the truth out there. Is there any, can you take a moment and explain to the listeners and those watching what this council is and some of the key things that you have addressed during this meeting today? Well, I was just, this was my first meeting in the Connecticut one, and they pretty much address a whole bunch of global issues and try to put things together to bring to the UN, to the United Nations. But from what I see in there, the unfortunate part of things is that the corporations and a lot of people with a lot of money, the lobbyists, are definitely understanding that these are the groups to get them.
Right.
So they make contributions. You know, so that kind of limits us, the regular people, from being able to speak. Because if you're going to speak and you're a regular person, but let's say I'm going to speak and I have $100 million behind me, then my message will get passed to everybody a lot quicker.
Yes, it will. Right. So what do you think about the capitalization and the corporations running America? Isn't corporations and capitalism hand in hand with the globalization? I mean, doesn't one feed the other? Isn't it set up the same system like we do with the military financial complex?
I personally think a lot of that stuff is fucking straight bullshit. And from what I'm seeing, because I'm personally taking myself and going into a lot of places in a lot of states to make sure before I speak, hey, I'm seeing that a lot of the money is running everything.
Right.
And unless we actually unite together and start thinking and seeing what we want and start demanding what we want, we're just going to get what they give us.
Right,
and
right.
this is something we all have to think about because this is very important. We fought for these people to have the right to be able to choose, and nobody's choosing what they want. They're just taking what's in front of them.
They're being directed, in my opinion. Because if you look, like, take the IG report, for example, right? It got released, and this whole bashing all week it's been on one side of the media, it's been spray painted on and all about attacking Trump. It's not talking about the policies that were already in existence during the Obama administration. It's not talking about some of the email connections that we talked about last week on a show, which is why I brought up Lewis, and how ironic he shows up at one of the hubs for migration and sex trafficking, and then the whole next week you got this story blowing out with the connection in trafficking with the Clintons, the Clinton Foundation donating $100 million, the Cimex properties that these camps are being found on for other people, distraction purposes maybe would be the right word for it, are funded and partnered with the Clinton administration. Like, do you know any of this? Have you seen any of this?
I definitely have seen and have gotten a whole bunch of messages on a lot of this. So I'm kind of aware of a lot of the stuff that's going on. Now, as far as the whole thing on Trump being attacked, even though that he is the face and he is the one that's supposed to get attacked because that's what you put your face on when you're the president, to take everything.
Right.
Everybody's attacking him like he's really to blame for all of this. A lot of these policies are put in place before this man stepped in. I do understand all of this.
Okay.
But at the same time, if you are appointed the highest position that we know, not only in this country, but that is really the highest position in the world.
Right.
If you do not agree with something, you do not let it happen.
No, you are correct. You don't let it happen. But the only way we can not let it happen, like you've said in this brief interview, and like we've continued to say, and you see our post, we cannot do it if we're not united. That's why I titled, and if you've been watching this centerpiece, like, we're the divided states of America right now. We're not the United States of America. It's almost like the soul of America is being ripped out in front of us, and we're not doing shit about it.
Yes, but you know why though? Right now, today, I went to a meeting, like I just stated, with the with this committee, right? Talking about road affairs and things like that. What are most people my age doing? Watching basketball. See what LeBron James is doing.
They're watching sports. They're watching how many likes they get on their Facebook. They're talking shit.
If you want to know what LeBron James is doing and what the guy from Patriots, whatever his name
Tom Brady,
the quarterback. If you want to know what these people are doing, that is what your intelligence level is going to show you. But see, I'm going into places where people are talking about real things, and it has nothing to do with politics. A lot of people are not understanding. If we do not understand, stand together, unite, we're not going to be able to change anything.
How much of it? How much
people are about to lose their liberty because of this?
Irv, I gotta ask you this, man. I gotta ask you this. How much of this, like, do you think, or how much do you think? Because I've been doing a lot of research too, and like I've said, we're independent. We're not affiliated. We're not paid by nobody. I do this because I care. Because I'm a vet. I didn't fight for my country to be handed over. How much of this is tied to the cartel, and how much of this immigration shit that's going on right now do you think was encouraged and facilitated by cartel members?
I think a good portion of it. See, the thing is that the people in position of power right now have gotten so greedy that these people only make, let's say, $100,000 a year.
Right.
Now, you have these people that are billionaires on the street that are willing to give you 10 times that amount. A lot of people don't understand that these politicians are already taking that.
Yeah, they are.
They are running, the cartel is running a whole bunch of stuff now. If we really get into cartel running stuff, no, there's people behind the cartel as well. They're only allowed to get as big as they're allowed to get.
As big as their purpose serves, apparently.
Exactly.
Yes, but at the same time, we need to understand what the hell is going on and actually go and try to do something about this. Especially men that fought for this. You know, we are people that went and fought for this country. I didn't fight for this country to just turn it over to whoever the hell wants to grab it.
No.
Right. What do you got, Dilly? Like, chime in, Dilly. I want to hear your point because I've been kind of dominating this conversation.
With her, what you're speaking is the absolute truth, and that's why I haven't heard from you in a little while. But you know what? When you talk, my ears perk up, and I can't hear really well, and you know that, and that's why when you talk, I listen, and I hope that the people that are watching and listening to the show right now are actually listening and understanding what you're saying, because if they ever get a face-to-face interaction or even a TV interaction or anything that you are going to say, you are speaking it. And that's why I will talk you up all day long, because that's how you've always been, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Hey, every day I'm trying to go out there and trying to find out as much as I can. The reason being because of the things that I'm doing in my personal life. Now, before I speak, I definitely want to know what I'm talking about, and I'm looking at a lot of this. And
thanks, Gary.
Guys, it isn't good.
No, it's not.
It isn't good.
Yeah,
If we
exactly.
don't fucking do something about this, this is about to be taken from us.
Right. And
You know?
and I agree with you. And you know, part of it that's really when I know it's a distraction because everybody's jumping up for immigrant children. Nobody's jumping up for the children that are be taken right here in the United States, right from under our fucking nose. Nobody's jumping up and rallying for those children. Nobody's jumping up and rallying against the corruption. But you got immigrants coming in under false pretenses the majority of the time as tools and vessels for smugglers and cartels, and that's the thing we want to jump up about.
When you say immigrants, I want to throw out the illegal part of it, because that's the biggest part of it.
Yes.
That's you can say immigrants. You got to make
Thank
sure.
you for clarifying that for me and helping me.
The illegal word out there, because when you just say immigrants, this is where I think a lot of Americans and other people are always. You have to make they want to twist our words.
They do.
They want to twist your words. So if you don't throw out the illegal word,
they're not understanding that the part of the illegal why that is so important is because we have to make sure that the proper documentation and paperwork is done. It is very bad if we do not make sure that this proper paperwork is done. We can allow anybody to come in here. We can't do that right now.
No, we can't.
It is way too dangerous, and we need to make sure everybody is verified before coming into this country. We are the nation that's really running everything, that's really on top of everything, whether people know it or not.
Right.
And we would be dumb as hell if we just let anybody come in here. We have to be very careful and vigilant on how we do it. But we have to make sure that we do it with the right intention, because a lot of people making decisions for us are people that don't understand us.
Well, okay.
There's only a few billionaires in this road. There's a lot more poor people in this road. That's not. We're on the regular side.
Am I not mistaken when I say that there's 3 billionaires who own a quarter of the world's wealth? 3?
Oh man.
Am I wrong when I say that? And there's another 8 that owns the majority of the wealth, and then everybody else fends for themselves?
To an extent, you're correct on the 3, but to an extent, you are wrong. And what I mean by that is the other 2 cannot survive without the one allowing it, because they have that much money.
Right.
So when the one gives the 2 the ability to, then yes, we have 3, but we really have 1.
Okay.
I don't know how many people understand that, but these people are not going to let 2 other ones just come up. If we come up, we're going to see who tries to come up, because they're going to try to silence them and by any means necessary.
You know what?
These people are not here to
I'm so glad you brought that up, and here's why. Now, I heard an interview today because I was watching Sane Progressive's live feed, okay? If you haven't checked her out, she talks about some really good stuff. She's a very intelligent woman. She's very passionate about what she talks about. She's talking about the DHS investigations. She's talking about the corruption. She's talking about the multi-tier stuff. And she played audio from a military general that was live on the air talking about the war on terror and self-radicalization. Now, he's basically said, you know, if you look at history, and I did, and you've known and studied history, and you know that we've actually encamped our own Americans into prison camps during wars and conflicts, and he says specifically, during that time, it's not a freedom of speech. During that time, we consider that a threat. you will be in these entrapment camps until the end of the war. You can't put an end to the war on terror because terror is a feeling, just like Shane Progressive said. How do you put an end on a feeling? When we are encapsulated in a constant war machine mentality, and I don't mean just overseas, but we got the war on drugs, everything is titled with a war. Am I in danger of becoming somebody who is silenced and they put in an entrapment camp because I'm speaking what I believe, in my opinion, at this time, based off the facts that I've seen and in documents I've seen to be the truth?
No, you guys both are in your families. If you were trying to speak the truth, you're going to create a ripple. You're willing to create a ripple, they're willing to fucking put you out. See, this is the reality of things. I, at one point in my career, used to drive, and when I drove around reporters, and those reporters are for some of the news stations that are supposed to be the credible ones.
Right.
Now, I got to see how that really works. Personally, myself, Irving Colon, I got to drive these guys and see that. Now, these guys are not the same type of people that you guys are. You guys are trying to bring what you feel is the truth out to the people. Those people are trying to do the same thing, but they're not.
They're being censored?
Because the people, no, the people are talking before they even are in their presence.
Right.
So it's not their fault. It isn't their fault, but at the same time, they're not going to be fed the real truth.
I understand.
That when you're trying to put the truth out there, you have to understand it comes at a price, and that price might be our heads.
Well, hey Herb, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. I want to thank you for sharing some of this knowledge and letting us know about this committee. And I do know that you're a member of multiple organizations that do address world issues and are legitimate founding committees. You actually got me to be a part of one, and I appreciate it for that. So, hey man, I look forward to your continued support, and anything else during the night, you see something come up, pop on, let us know, man, because it matters. We're trying to be a voice for the people, one that you can't shut up, one that you can't censor, because you cannot censor patriotism, especially when it's...
You guys are definitely in the right road for that. And I wish you the best of luck. But it is a very dangerous thing because whenever you're trying to put the truth out there, there's a lot of people that are not going to like that. Because with truth comes power, and you guys are trying to empower people.
You're right, and I'm glad you said people.
They can think for themselves. Yes.
Yes.
I'm one of those people. I'm rooting for you guys. You know? But I also understand how dangerous it is what you guys as family men are doing. You guys are taking time out of your lives, understanding how dangerous it is to try to get some of the knowledge over to us, whether you understand it or not.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I got to say to that. Or I got to say this to that. The founding fathers took those same risks and put themselves and their families in dangers for the right purpose. So you know what? I'm willing to do that. I will do that, and I'm going to continue to do that. And if it pisses people off, so be it. Because if we're not empowered and we don't have the knowledge and we can't lift the veil of what's going on, then we are in big trouble. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not any of that. I'm just a truth seeker, I guess would be the best way to put it.
But if you guys are pissing people off, it's because they have no understanding on your true mentality and your true and what you're truly trying to do. Because once people see that, they're going to see that you guys are no threat. You guys are really for them and their family.
Right.
You guys keep doing what you guys are doing and understand that it's going to get very hard, especially now.
Hey, that's okay, man.
You know, I know you're okay with it, but I'm calling in and going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I only do things for once in a while, and it's for a reason, and it's timing.
Yes, sir.
And it's because I feel happy about what you guys are doing. I'm pretty fucking proud about what you guys are doing. And shit, don't stop and don't fucking bite your tongue for nobody out there.
You got it, man. That's not what we're here for. You have a great night, Irv. I want to thank you very much for joining us, and we'll talk to you again. I think we got another call coming in. I'll let Billy confirm that, but stay safe, brother, and keep it up, bro. Keep it up. Thank you.
Hoorah, Devil Dogs, hoorah.
Hoorah!
All right, here we go.
All right, we got another call coming in, and while that's getting plugged up, I want to say thank you to everybody who's joining us and who's been joining us throughout here and all the comments. It's been really great. Hey, I think we got Steven on the phone. Hey, Steven. Is that you, Steven? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, how you doing, sir? It's good to hear you.
Calling from Indonesia.
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, I had to off the phone there.
All right. So how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us.
Good, thank you for doing your show.
Hey, no problem. Are you calling? You're calling from where? Indonesia, I understand it.
I'm on an island called Singapore. Is that an echo?
Yeah. Okay. There is a little echo. I'm trying to adjust it. Sometimes I got to have the speaker on to hear you, but sometimes it gives a little feedback. So I'm trying to adjust it, guys. We're working on it. Give me just a sec. But how's that? Is it now? Is it okay?
Yeah, much better, Dilly. Thank you.
All right. Well. All right. So, what's the purpose of your call, sir?
Is Dick Liberty Stark? Is that his name?
Yeah. Dick Liberty is a show, all things American, and my name's Cag Stark.
Cag. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Steven.
Welcome, Stephen.
My problem started a long time ago, and I just wrote you a quick note. I'm on all five of 40 ages. I'm estranged from my daughters. One, I don't know where she's at. The other one is married, possibly for one child, but she's in the San Diego area. And the other one,
Hey,
and then I have a wife.
hey, Steve, you're coming in really broken up, and I don't want to cut you off. I think it would probably be best if I could give you a call tomorrow and we could discuss a lot of this stuff, and then I can bring it onto the show next week. And during that time, see if I can't put you in touch with some resources and other people who may be able to assist you who are really good at this kind of stuff. But I don't want you to think that I'm cutting you off or anything else, but it's really broken and kind of hard.
No, that's the other thing. They put a head in here.
Oh, okay.
Really good, but the $400 for the drop like that.
Right.
Backstory there, we can talk about that. I'm without a phone right now, and
Okay. Well, I'll reach out to you the number you provided, and I'll reach out to the number that you provided tomorrow, and we will get this squared up. All right, man?
Okay, my email is W406.
Here, shoot it to us on the.
Yeah, shoot it to me. Shoot it to me to private message.
Okay.
All right. And I'm so sorry that we couldn't take the whole call tonight, but I will definitely help you tomorrow, man.
Thank you.
No problem. You have a good night. Thank you again for calling.
Bye.
Again, I want to apologize to Steve. The connection, as you can tell, was really, really, really bad.
He's definitely called from Indonesia, and he's using Google Voice, which is probably, it's definitely internet-based, so it's going to be a little tough.
It's going to be a little tough. And, Steve, we're not going to forget about you. I will call you tomorrow. We will reach out and get everything situated. Or not situated, but at least help you in any way that we can on your particular situation, get you pointed to the right people. Okay. So I want to thank everybody who's been joining us and all the comments and all the likes. And, I've seen a lot of you, and I've joined a lot of your live feeds, and I've watched some of you guys speak, and I've noticed that there's a pattern. I've seen this pattern. Have you seen a pattern, Dilly?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like you keep throwing the word corruption at me, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm really starting to see a lot of this. Right. And you know me, I'm a little more reserved than the rest.
You are, and you're hesitant. I will tell you this, Dilly, we're great. We're best friends, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
He's my boy. I take a bullet for him. I take a bullet for anybody in his family like that. Wouldn't flinch, don't care. All right. But even though we have such a great relationship, it's always been I talk and I talk and I talk, and Dilly's kind of like, all right, he's a little crazy. I don't know. And then next thing you know, everything that I've said starts happening. It happens. It happens.
Yep.
And I'm not blowing smoke up my ass, but Dilly can tell you. So
it is, and when the more proof that we keep seeing, or that let me rephrase that I keep seeing,
hi, Lori.
and it's starting to, the puzzle is starting to come together. There's still lots of pieces that are missing, but
Right.
that puzzle, I've got the corner pieces, and I'm getting the edge pieces now.
Okay.
And once we get the edges, we start filling in the middle, and we can start. That's when I really know, shit's going. Like you say, the corruption is deep.
It is very deep, man.
Super deep.
This shit is really, really, really deep. And you can look at all the comments. Everybody says corruption. Everybody is like, I know you can see it. I know you can. This isn't anything new. Like the children's camps. How long they been there?
Apparently since 1997.
1997. Clinton order 1997, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And thank you to who wrote that in. I can't see it at the moment. And Shar, then you have multiple people who are accusing DHS of corruption. I've personally seen files and court documents, and when I tell you this, there's a reason I haven't put them out yet. But when I tell you this, you know that I'm telling the truth, because every felony charge and every charge against Lewis Arthur, who we discussed in our last show, I gave you straight copies of that you can look up in the dockets and everything else. And thank you, Ryan, for helping us out. It was the Family First Act of 1997. I'm not as familiar with that act as I should be, and I'll be honest with you. I've been so distracted by the influx and massive amounts of information that has just been bombarding me since we started this thing.
Bombarding, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
It's been, holy cow. I mean, you have been just trying to drink a beer with you has been frustrating a little bit sometimes, because you've been so bombarded with a lot of stuff. It's like, all right, dude, you got to calm down just a little bit, but it just keeps coming to you, and it's like, wow. So I hope that this can slow down a little, but unfortunately, I don't think it is. I think you're going to keep getting bombarded as an understatement. I think it's going to keep coming to you, man.
I think you're right, man. I really do. And I know I can't do it alone. I will tell you firsthand, I can't do it alone. Just like we can't win battles on the battlefield alone.
No, absolutely not.
We need our battle buddy and our fire team and our squad and our platoon to accomplish our mission on the battlefield. The thing is, not everybody knows how to accomplish the same, I'm not going to say the same type of mission as far as direct fire and indirect fire and all that. It's actually a much more dangerous and much more crazy mission, because the intel changes so quickly and live feeds change so quickly. Oh, we got another call coming in. Hang on. Hi, welcome to Dick Liberty. How can I help you? Oh, yeah, speaker. Hello?
Yeah, I was just calling you the big young guys on the field where they're echoing.
It's echoing a little bit now, yeah. Why is that? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I don't know what the hell is going on with this echo. All right, go ahead, sir. I'm gonna. Hello. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I don't know what the echo is. When I turn the speaker off, it's no good. When I turn the speaker on, it's good.
There it is. Found it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Nope.
No, we didn't find it. But anyway, please go ahead. Apologize for the echo, Mr. Swindle and everyone else. I'm working on it. It's when I have that speaker on, I can't hear him, so maybe I'll just take him off the speaker. Let's try that. Put him on, I'm going to put you on speakerphone. I'm going to take off the echo. Okay, go ahead.
Alright.
There we go.
Alright, yeah, there we go. Alright, perfect, guys. Good show so far. Definitely enjoying it, man. Y'all keep doing what you're doing.
All right, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, and I apologize for the echo. We got the speaker on. I got to get a different monitor speaker, and we'll get it up. But thanks for your call. I greatly appreciate it. It's awesome, man. I love the support. We love the support. It means a lot. It means to me that we're on the right path. What do you think, Dilly?
Absolutely, 100%. You know, as our first guy to go to, guess what? We're still in this. You know, I remember our first couple conversations. You know, you typically said that your guys fade out there in Junior. I don't think we're fading out anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think we're fading out anytime soon, man.
I mean, we can. I don't think we can fade out if we tried to anymore now. So
right.
Unless we just said fuck it and just quit. But
thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. I want to address some of these comments now, and because they're coming in, and all right, we need the united front. You're absolutely right. We will talk maybe and do a full down show on DHS. Yes, we should do that, Shar. We need to do a full 8 show on DHS. And we got somebody saying a Ponzi scheme orchestrated by crooked Clintons is a huge industry of trafficking for profit. You know what, Linda? You are absolutely right.
Oh,
and that is a lot of what I've been finding. It's not just here. Look at the Republic of Congo in Africa. Look at Honduras. Look at Haiti. Look at all of these places across the globe. Look at Dubai. Look at Saudi Arabia. Look at the rich. There's literally an oil cartel essentially in existence. There's the drug cartel in existence. You have your elites and your super rich in existence. Your actors in existence. And the majority of them are paying for the services of sex-trafficked women, children, and men. Don't forget that. There's men involved in this too, whether you want to believe it or not. All right? This trafficking and sex trafficking kind of follows a lot of the drug cartel trafficking. I put out some posts today. I don't know if you guys saw them. Whole email files about CIA direct involvement and FBI being part of and allowing the smuggling of drugs. Some Border Patrol agents and ICE agents have been doing this. Then you have the Cash for Kids things that's been going on. I take a moment and Google Cash for Kids. You'll see what you come up with. Then I put posts. This has been going on for so long. I put a post about a grandma in Tennessee that sold over 5,000 children for money. There's forged paperwork. There's forged documents. You got orphans who aren't orphans. It's insane. It is insane. Insane. You have guys who talk about this. There's a gentleman up in Fort Wainwright, Alaska. Not Fort Wainwright. Apologies. Misspoke. Old duty station. There's a gentleman in Alaska who is incarcerated in a holding facility that's basically secret, who has been talking about a lot of these things, and they silenced him. They quieted him. And the reason why I'm saying they do this is because, one, they do, and two, they preach, oh, it was a cult. It was a cult idealism, cult ideology. We're not part of a fucking cult. We don't want nothing to do with cult, and we're not starting a cult. That's not what this is. This is just to wake you up and exhibit all the facts for you. Internet's been a powerful thing.
Yeah.
It's been exposing more and more facts. And when you look at the Clinton emails, you look at the timing. I keep saying this. If you look at the timing of the stories and the releasing of the stories and the way the narratives are written by the news entities, I say that again, by the news entities, because they are entertainment entities, you will see that the narrative is twisted, and it's designed to keep us encapsulated in a wartime mindset or a conflicting mindset. Thanks for joining, Chastity.
I want to bring up something that was so popular over the past 6-7 months.
What's that?
Gun control.
Yes, gun control.
What? Here, I'm going to throw my hands up with this. What have we not seen in the news over the past
You haven't seen gun
weeks?
control. You haven't seen gun control.
Couple weeks.
No.
Now, I like to use the word libtard. Everybody knows that. My thing to that is why have we lost control, and or did the liberals lose control of this, and now they're focusing on other things? Are we focused on other situations? I thought this whole gun debate was supposed to be so humongous, which it still is.
Yeah, but then you have things like the IG report that gets
Exactly.
BAM! Dropped out.
Yep.
Oh, it basically says I'm pardoned from everything, says Mr. Trump. Okay.
Yes.
You got the Robert Mueller investigation in the campaign, and then you have documents. Did you know the IG report was 500 freaking pages? 500 pages. You drop 500 pages into a news office, and within 20 minutes, they have a summary that's like, well, you know, FBI had a tough day today, but the gist of it is, and they say there's no bias found. Bullshit, there's not bias found because you have a gentleman who's handling the case, the head director of the FBI, if I'm not mistaken, who's emailing, don't worry, we'll keep him from winning.
Yes. He was one of the FBI informants, yes.
Okay, FBI informant. See, I'm not...
He's part of the... He was part of the Mueller campaign.
Right.
So, this is what's going on now.
This is going on.
It's just... The ball is definitely... What do we call that? The shit rolls downhill on this? The snowball effect?
The snowball effect is in full effect.
Yes.
And I think this is a good portion of planned snowball. Yes. I honestly believe this is a planned snowball. Like, you know, we're saying... oh my gosh, we're getting loaded up here. CAG, the rabbit hole is deeper than you know. Oh, I know it's deep, Ryan. I know it's deep. I'm being very meticulous about the material that I select and when I present it. And there's two reasons for that. One, because if I'm random, then you can't predict what I'm going to do, and that keeps me safe, and that keeps everybody else safe. Two, when you figure out exactly the randomness, because I'm specifically doing this with random design, and you figure out and you connect the dots, you're going to be like, holy shit, I get it. I get it. You'll figure it out. Look at the post. Everything that we've posted on Dick Liberty, everything we've posted has literally happened within a week after we posted it. Every story we've talked about has literally been on the cusp of major story. We started with Michael Garrett and the fact that DHS did not acknowledge, and if you don't know the Michael Garrett story, you need to go back and watch that.
Wow,
and you need to look at it, and I'm going to post it again because that is a powerful fucking story, okay? The Children Protective Services kept this daughter from his father for 4 years. 4 years. And you're right. Shar, gaslighting, green lighting, red lighting. There's a whole bunch of slews of terminology when it deals with those kinds of operations, especially in the intelligence community. Everywhere from, I mean, I found a file that was a classified file, secret label that got released that, dude, they got total control and able to hack into pretty much any computer they want. There's a reason why virtual reality is becoming so quickly popular and advancing so fast now. And then there's a reason why you have the president today giving a speech. It was either today or yesterday. I caught it this morning on Reuters, giving a speech about the Space Force. And we're America. We need to dominate the globe. Now we need to dominate space. He said that 2 times during his speech. So put it all together, you'll see where we're going with this. And I kind of lost my train of thought for a second there. Oh yeah, Michael Garrett, the DHS, or the Children's Services, Protective Services. The mother and the mother's boyfriend of the child that Mr. Garrett was fighting 4 years to get. 4 years to get. Was killed by the mother and the boyfriend just so he couldn't have him. This is a good, upstanding man. Michael Garrett. Look it up. It is horrible. They called. They lied about how she died. They lied about everything. And he fought for 4 years to get his daughter back. I personally know what that's like. You know why?
Just read that top line there.
Okay. I'm going to take a break real quick. We got breaking news, border crisis. Trump backs House bills that solve family separation controversy by allowing for family detention and removal. Family detention and removal. And Ryan, you're right. They use kids to control the masses. They use media to control the masses. I just saw something today to where they're monitoring social media and they're going to identify you. This is what I heard. I cannot confirm nor deny this. All right, so don't come knock on my door tomorrow, FBI or CIA or whoever the fuck is running this shit. And but they basically are monitoring. Trump going to put a casino on the moon. You know, it's funny you brought up casinos because casinos, Indian reservations, are just as deeply tied into this, as the fucking Clintons and as everybody else who's involved in this.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
And I'm so glad you brought that up. That is so funny. Look at the CEO who died up in New Hampshire at the casino. I wonder why. You can't wash money anywhere better than a casino. I'm pretty sure about that. But then again, what do I know? I'm not a criminal. Anyway, the point being, they're they can monitor and are monitoring social media because now it's so prevalent and it's becoming an actual voice that has influence over fellow neighbors, over fellow citizens, and over fellow patriots, and uniting us so we don't have to be afraid of this. So they're saying like, oh, guys like Dick Liberty, he speaks out. Guys like Michael Gill, he speaks out. These guys all speak out with fact. These guys all get hunted down. These guys get all harassed. It's crazy. Matter of fact, to everybody who's listening right now, we have over 450,000 listeners on our radio show. You know what happened to the radio station last week? And I have to take this moment to apologize to all of our Hood News listener globals. I did it last week. I didn't do it this week, and I apologize for that yet. I'm going to do it right now. Do you know what happened? All of a sudden, the server for the radio station gets hacked. That's why we couldn't get on the radio station last week.
Yeah.
My website, dickliberty.com, where you can go and click live feed. It'll pull you right to here so you can see everything. My website, after last show, I took a picture of it. You went to it for like 2 days. It said, this site is not trusted, blah, blah, blah. Then somebody hacked my site. I had to go and reset it through my server and shit.
Now, I'm going to be the devil's advocate on that one for you,
yes,
man.
Please do.
Now, I'm not, I like Facebook. I like that we can talk about anything we can. Now, my thing to that is, do you think that, can someone report that? Can someone say, hey, we don't, just like if you put titties on Facebook, someone reports that.
Right.
Can they do that to our Facebook website? Can they do that and that shuts us down for the night? Or is it,
no.
I don't know. That's the question, like that
Facebook can put you in jail. You have the trolls, and I'm a troll hunter. I hate trolls. Yeah. I hate them.
It's awesome. I love watching you do it.
Yeah, you come here with trolling, guess what? Ain't gonna happen. Troll all you want. I'm gonna shut you down and kick you out because we're troll hunters. We're not about that shit. But you got people who make money to troll people, to do exactly that, to switch and change perspective and cyberbully and all this stuff. Like,
stop pissing people off.
No, Cassie, I can't stop pissing people off. All right, I can't, because if I do and I stop, then how many people are going to be pissed off because nobody's taking action to get some shit corrected?
She's going to be pissed off if we stop doing what we're doing.
Would you guys be more pissed if we stopped doing what we're doing? I think so.
I think so too.
I don't know. But again, I want to apologize. I apologize to you guys at News Global for us missing you last week. We honestly missed you. We did.
Absolutely, we did.
Because this needs to be heard across the globe. And we have one listener in every single country. So we know it's getting across the globe. Like, that's great. Dilly, what are we going to do, man? What are we going to do?
We sit here and we just keep brainstorming like you have been and keep moving forward, because this is getting pretty crazy. This is way above what the expectation of what, when we first discussed this down in the gas garage.
Yeah.
This was just supposed to be a, hey, let's have some fun. Which I'm still having fun, don't get me wrong.
This was totally supposed to be like your Joe Rogan / freaking whoever else is funny as shit podcast. And that's what this was supposed to be like. And after our second show, it turned into what it is now. And I'm not upset for that. I'm not mad about it. I think it's great, because now we have a true purpose. We have a true purpose. We're not just another idiot sitting out there just talking shit and blah, blah, blah. Because
I got to give a shout out to my wife real quick for bringing me another drink.
You do got a good wife, man. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty sweet.
But, like, this stuff is important because, all right, let me put it this way. This will be a little random. When did the FEMA camps go in place? How long after the Family Law Bill 97 did the FEMA camps go into place? I don't know. Maybe the FEMA camps are there for a reason. Maybe it's part of the reason why the current children's camps are there. You know what happened with the gun control? This is what I've heard rumors of. I've heard rumors that gun control was squashed because they've incorporated in the budget to hire people, put up 10 times the amount of cameras and microphones and all this other stuff so they can literally monitor each and every school like it's the goddamn Federal Reserve. You got fences around it, you have former military, you have the authoritative presence, you have multiple cameras, you have microphones, you have all this stuff, right?
I'm going to make this symbol right here.
Money, money, money. It's not only money, though. It's, yeah, okay, Jane, there are updates on the Lee Kenworthy situation. I talked about it briefly before the show. I'm not going to touch on it too much tonight because I think, in my opinion, there's enough damage that's been done for Mr. Kenworthy, okay? And I think it would be the smartest move with anybody involved in that case right now to not continue. You need to see what happens here in the next few days, okay? Because the more stuff you post, all the tapes you post, like, it could hurt any face as far as from the legal perspective, any good face that Mr. Kenworthy has left, okay? We don't want to do that if we're trying to help him.
Exactly.
That's the point of what I'm getting at. We know the kids are safe. That was the main reason for me talking about this story. We know they're safe. Now, during the process of that story, we discovered certain things that we could question whether or not rights were violated and whether or not there is misappropriations at the Barnabas Clinic, whether or not the judge who is presiding over his medical hearing is corrupt and has been accused of ethical allegations, which I already talked about in a show. So we know there's other issues with this case. But if we continue to throw all this shit out there, he's not going to have a chance, guys. He's not.
Yep.
You got to back off. When Kenworthy is ready to come out, he will come out. And that's what needs to happen here. Period, bottom line. Until he comes out, until he brings the facts with him, because I have a ton of information I haven't released yet. Why? Because I'm not going to do that. It would be irresponsible of me to do that. So, with that being said, I'm not going to talk about Kenworthy in this case anymore tonight. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when that story does come out. But right now, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Give him a chance. It's hurting his case. I know Sam is hurting his case. I'm pretty sure Mr. Kenworthy wouldn't have wanted that today. So I'm going to drop it. And I'm not going to talk about it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
I don't want to get trolled and distracted from the point of the fact that, yes, that's just one issue of the multiple erroneous. I got to go with the word erroneous because that's just, it's erroneous mistakes. He's just one example. Erroneous, just corruption. Commodores of corruption. That's it. That's all I know. That's the only way. It's a corporate piracy-driven, money lobbyist-driven puppet show, like the theater of Great Rome, and we're the mob, and we're loving it, and it's leading us right to our death. It's the same fucking thing, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. What do you think, Dilly?
No, I don't think you're crazy. I just, as your little rant went on there for a minute, which is cool. It's great. You know, this dude Ryan, as I'm reading his comments, this dude is on point.
He is. Ryan is on point, man.
This dude is on point.
He's been pretty smart. He's been paying attention.
I don't know where Ryan. I'm gonna ask you a question. Can you call in? I want to hear you. I think you said you're from the UK. I want to hear this British accent. I want to hear you talk. I want to hear this. I mean, you have been on point since you have been listening and typing and putting your stuff out there,
yeah, man.
You have been, and it's just like, wow, this dude, you did your research, and I love it. I love it.
I do too, because half the time I think part of the reason why we do this, Dilly, is because when we have conversations, we can't have these conversations around everyday people because, oh, that's stupid, man. What are you even talking about?
Ooh.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. That's stupid, whatever.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're absolutely. I mean, it's. I mean, wow. Oh, you're in Arizona. What?
Yeah.
You were talking about UK when you put in UK. That's where all the children sex trafficking. Okay.
Right.
That's what I was confused about.
Okay.
So now he's in Arizona. Okay.
So
he's asking what the number is here. Let's see here.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a different number, a little better number, because this.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That phone sucks for whatever reason. Call 386-400-2244. 386-400-2244. And that one will work for you.
386-400-2244.
Yep. And I'm gonna adjust this right now.
Yeah, he's gonna adjust some stuff for you because we had a bad echo on that last one for some reason. We don't know what happened. So
I think somebody's playing with my crap. All right.
it's sharp. Ryan, just kick it.
All right, cool. You got the number. Line is open. You can call whenever you want, Ryan. It'd be great to have you on the show. And thank you.
You said you can't read it. What's up?
It's 386-400-2244.
What time is it here? It's almost 9 o'clock. So what? 7 o'clock out there, Arizona time.
I think it's 6 o'clock. Right? You guys are 3 hours difference.
386-400-2244.
Yeah. Let me double check that. It's still new phone too.
I have a couple questions for you, man. I'd like to hear it. I want to hear your voice.
386-400-2244.
How you come up with your information, and it's great. It's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. All right. Thanks for confirmation.
Because you've been on, man. You've been listening, or you've done your own research. Whatever it is you've done, you're on it. And I like that kind of stuff.
So, okay. Here he's about to come in right now on the smart line. There we go.
Welcome, Jamie. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Oh yeah. You know what's that? Damn speaker. Sorry about that. Give us a second, speaker. Come on. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing? What is with the stupid fucking echo, man? You know what it is? Okay. We're gonna get this echo fixed. There we go. No, all the way down. All the way down. Hello? Okay. Is that better? Oh, this is really pissing me off. Just turn it up. We're going to deal with the echo a little bit. I don't know what to say. I hope you guys are okay with that. Let me put it over here. Maybe that'll change it.
We had it fixed at one time. What's that?
We did. Bear with us. There we go. How are you doing? You there? Okay. Hello? Hello? All right. Turn that up a little bit. I got the echo gun. All right. Go ahead.
yeah, the rabbit hole is a lot of people understand it.
God damn it.
All big bankers on our children,
Right.
and our children are big profit.
Our children are big
Not
profit.
only with human trafficking, but our organ harvesting. It's big profit. And so, for them to expose what they're exposing now and saying family first and not stripping, children away from illegal immigrants, they're exposing their own crap. And
So-
in election time, they're, of course they're going to expose it.
Right. Right. What do you know about the harvesting of the organs?
I personally know a doctor down in Mexico, and she said it's horrific. They're doing it right in Mexico, and they harvest the organs, and then they just dump the bodies off on the side of the road, and people find them, and they bring them in.
So they're dumping bodies off the side of the road in Mexico, and people are finding them and then bringing them in.
Correct, into the hospitals there, into the morgues there. They're captive bodies, children's bodies.
Right. I've heard of that, and I've heard that they're doing it to men, the women, the children. They're doing it to casualties of the drug cartel. I'm really working on this, guys. I can't turn it up too much more without creating a huge echo. Is that better, guys? Can you hear it better?
Yeah, there's an echo.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't know why this keeps echoing. I mean, I got an idea why, but I can't adjust it much more. And for that, I do apologize.
Also, new down in Mexico tag is he actually sees more children than they do adults in organ harvesting because younger organs pay more money. Then transfer their body better because they heal faster. And she and how all this works to me. And you know, when I first heard about it, I didn't believe it. And then I started talking, and people start, talking to various people, asking questions. And when I hit the right person, and that caught me off guard because they're like, no, Ryan, we'll see maybe one or two bodies that are adults,
Right.
But the rest of them are children. You know, there's a drug they make from the blood. Your body starts producing and fear, and the elites buy this drug, and the only way to harvest it is from a living being that is fearful. They pay high-end money for this drug. So, our big bankers, our big elites that are running the show around the world is buying this drug, and the only way to harvest it, like I said, was a living being.
Wow, I gotta ask you, do you have proof of that? Because I haven't seen that part about that particular drug, but I definitely want to look into that. And if that is the case, that tells me a couple other things that are going on that people might not be aware of, or not necessarily that it tells me they're going on, but it confirms some other things that I've been looking into that I haven't released yet.
There's been some proof of it in Portal for Justice. There's also proof of it in anti-NWO and social media network.
Well, thank you for that information, man. And like we said, dude, like Dilly said, you've been spot on with a lot of the comments. And, I just want to say, if we all take a minute and we look at all of those who watch our live feeds, right? And all of us who comment and all of us who back it and believe in what we're talking about, believe in the truth of what's being exposed. If we, Dilly and I, can do this as a team and get this much done, and Mr. Swindle can do this as a team and get it done, and so many others of you get it done, as a team, what power do you feel, Mr. Swindle, we would have if we put a united front on this?
I believe that we could put a stop to a lot. Actually, I'd say a good 90% of what's going on. They would have to go into hiding. You were on my video one day when I said, we need to bring back nuisance. We need to bring back DOT. We need to bring back the electric chair. Round them up, line them up, and hang them up.
How many times have we discussed that?
And human rights violations.
Yeah, we've actually discussed it a few times and talked about that. And, in my opinion, I feel that certain atrocities against humanity and certain atrocities against children deserve such punishment as that, because you wouldn't have this sense of corrupt lawlessness running around. But part of the problem is that so many people are covering for so many people on such a massive scale and a big broken system that it's going to take an army of us to come together and weed it out.
Well, part of it is going within the, if you really want to bring down the big bankers, you need to go with independent private banks. You need to back away from the big bankers, banks, Bank of America, all these huge banks. They're all involved in it. And once you get involved with the huge banks, you're supporting corruption. You're supporting the traffickers. You're supporting the elites, the puppet masters.
What do you think about the cryptocurrency and the way that's going and how that's going to... Because to me, I almost feel like Wall Street has this infinite number they can put into the computers, and that's our money. And then the computers run these algorithms to make us think we're maxing on our investments when really the money's not even there in the first place. So what do you think about the cryptocurrency and how that's going to impact it?
Turn it up by droves.
What was that? What was that? I missed it. Sorry.
I said that money is just paper. They can print it up by droves. Chop a few trees down, throw some ink on it, throw a strip in it. You got money.
Yep.
All it is a piece of paper. At the end of the day, that paper, that paper pays your bills. But at the end of the day, it doesn't amount with anything. It's a good fire starter.
Yeah, it is a good fire starter.
So everybody has put such value on a paper bill or a coin instead of putting value where it really belongs, and that's human life. That's our planet, us, and as beings, supporting what's already here versus trying to go for the next goal. And this, to be honest, how the big bankers have made it is that they're watching. They sit back and they watch us, and we're in a big rat race. That's all this is a rat race. And once you quit being part of the rat race, they don't know what to do anymore. And a lot of people they're losing control over because they mess with their families. They've incarcerated them, without evidence. They've really messed with people. So and all the elites that are running now, that are running the show, are now realizing they really screwed up. Because now, all of this is starting to fall into place, and lids are blowing off everywhere. I mean, we're seeing where the human trafficking area is blowing off everywhere. And now we got this part where children are being ripped from their mothers, whether they cross the border or not. They're still being taken into detention centers and caged. We're seeing this happen, which is, it's showing the bigger picture of it all. And, I want to thank all the parents out there that are out there posting on these posts and saying this has been happening for decades. They're really speaking up. They're really stepping up to the plate. This is not just an illegal immigrant problem.
No, absolutely not.
No, it absolutely is not just an illegal immigrant problem. And the reason, we're getting comments that children are commodities. Yes, we know they're commodities. They're used for leverage. They're used for power. They're used for all kinds of stuff. I mean, look at your everyday divorce. What's the first thing that happens? The woman's got to get the kid to get the maximum amount of child support. It's ingrained, institutionalized into our minds that this is the procedures we have to follow. What pisses me off, what really fucking pisses me off, is that it takes a group of illegal immigrants coming here to our border before we even we get up we're in a national uprise and riots, not riots, but demonstrations on these border processing centers in Texas and other places. Yet this has been going on for some decades, like you said, and I've even found evidence that Christopher Columbus did this when he was here. Doing the same thing, but nobody talks about it because it's not affecting them, and it's not interfering with their football schedule, and it's not messing with their Xbox time, and it's not, and then half the shit is, oh, that's a troll, or I don't pay attention on social media, let me listen to the new rap song, let me listen to the new pop song, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you think?
At one point or another, we were already getting to a breaking point in our society, and this is just around the world. I spoke with my friend who lives in Australia, and she said that they're coming in by droves over there too, from all over the world, and they have the same issue. So this is just not an American issue, this is a global issue.
Yes, it is.
All right, Ryan, I got one more question for you then. If you were put in charge of handling this issue, what would be your best proposal for how to handle this issue?
I knew that question was coming.
What would be my best proposal how to the immigrant issue or just families in general?
Basically, the families, the separation of the families and the immigrants, because I hate to say it, but it's an encompassing factor that has to be calculated into this kind of thing. But I don't expect some super detailed thing, but I just kind of want an idea.
That's the best bet. Kids for cash. This is all about kids for cash, and you are not going to resolve anything until the system is shut down. So it's completely obliterated off the planet. If someone commits a crime, then it's a crime, but you're ripping children away from loving parents. You keep and then trumping up false crimes in a court that is not even constitutional. And even if you come over as an illegal immigrant, and sure they cross, like, you know, they cross the line, which I agree, they cross that line. But there's much more to the picture, and until we resolve the underlying issue, and that's the system itself, and shut it down, we're not getting anywhere.
Well, I happen to agree with you, Ryan, and I want to say thank you so much for joining the show and for watching and for calling in and sharing your perspectives. And I hope that whatever good work that you continue to do, you do it. And maybe we can bring this unition and unity that we've been talking about and wanting to be a part for so long to fruition.
Thanks, Lori.
I totally missed the comment, but with that, do you have any parting words to the audience, Ryan?
All right, like I say, you know, like Randy Davis always tells, you know, the parental rights and the parents fighting for their children out of CPS care. Rev it up. Now's our time.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, man, and I'll continue to pop in on your live feeds and check out what you got going on. I hope you do the same for us because, like I said, we're trying to build a bridge of unity. And we don't need to wait for the next national disaster. I think it's already upon us.
I appreciate you giving me a voice.
Hey, that's what we're here for, man. We want to be the voice of the people because the people who were elected to represent the voice of the people aren't doing their fucking jobs.
No, they are not.
Have a good one, ladies. Stay safe out there in Arizona.
All right, you too.
All right. Well, what do you think, Dill? You got to chime in here, man.
Yeah, I am going to chime in a little bit because that was... You know, as I sit back and listen to what you have to say and everybody else what they have to say, I get the fortunate position of sitting back and reading the comments. And
that's a very critical and important position, I have to say.
Yeah, and, you know, this is something we discussed a couple weeks ago. Like, I told you, hey, I need to join a little bit. But I use the analogy of Batman and Robin. This is the same. I'm going to use it again. You're the Batman, I'm Robin. I sit back and I can sit here and read this stuff and you have Ryan call in and what a smart motherfucker. That dude is on point, man. He got it. He knows what's going on. And I'm giving you a shout out, Ryan, man. You're my hero of the week right now because you got it. You're absolutely right. We have to change this not just on an American platform, but what? On a global platform. So you hit it spot on and you have a lot of followers already just from from the comments that I've been reading that everybody's agreeing with you and it's great and I love it. So yeah, please don't stop watching. Please, if you ever want to call in again and just throw your just call and say hi. We don't care. That's even great.
We don't. And you know what? Here's the other thing. We don't care that you before I say this, let me welcome everybody who's joining us now, like Nikki Crisp and Laura's been here, Char's been here, Lauren Smith, thank you for joining us. Cassie not including other platforms. Okay. Let me say this though. We're okay if you disagree with us. We're okay if you don't think that we're making sense. That is why we're here. That's why we want to bring it here. That's what's the deal. Like, the more we can engage in rational conversation, and hey, you're welcome, Ryan, no worries, and get to the core issue of this instead of playing, well, the Democrats, well, the Republicans, well, the libtards, well, you know, instead of the name game, the blame game, let's fucking start a call to action.
I'm going to call myself out on this there, Dick, because we all know, especially the listeners out there that heard who I support and what I'm all about. I am a huge Trump supporter. I'm all about build the fucking wall. I'm all about follow the law. Do I like that kids are being ripped away from their families morally? No, absolutely not. But in my eyes, we still have to follow the laws. They're breaking the law, and we have to follow that because that's going to have a ripple effect on the rest of the country because you have some lady with her 3 kids, or even some man with his 3 kids in Walmart stealing a candy bar, and that's breaking the law, and he should go to jail for that. Right. He's going to be ripped away from his 3 children right at that very moment, okay? You know, whether or not I support that, it's we have to continue to do what we do, and we have to, as Americans, we have to follow the law until the legislation fixes this issue. Exactly, passes in the House, and it all starts with the people that we vote in, and like Ryan said before, it's all about the election year for the House, the Senate, and Congress right now.
It is.
We're coming into it. And
we're coming into midterms and the election year, like you just said.
Yeah, and now, doesn't that make you wonder why the gun legislation has died down a little bit?
No, I already know that's why.
Exactly. It's died down to the point where these I'm going to say it, the libtards, they know if they keep fighting it, they're going to lose every single seat in the House, except for, your major cities. They're not going to. But they're going to lose a ton of seats, man.
Well, here's the other part of that, too, though. Like, they kept it quiet, and you notice the pattern. It's all about patterns, guys. I'm telling you, it's all there's so many patterns, it's ridiculous. If you notice the pattern from the Democrats and keeping us divided in this drastic change in this divided America that we're in right now, has been the target to, I'm going to nail inequality. We're ripping kids. We're putting the most dramatic, terrorizing narrative to it. Do I agree that, yes, you have to follow the law? Absolutely. If you're an American citizen, you commit a crime, you go to jail, your kid doesn't go to jail with you. Period. Point fucking blank. He's not sitting in D block while you're serving your 18 goddamn years. Okay?
What about your 2 hours?
Yep. Your kids can come see you at that time if you have someone who's willing to bring them to you.
You're right. I mean, it's a tough scenario, and unfortunately, we have, as Americans, we have to abide by the law because we are a nation of law.
We are, and you're absolutely right. And I think that a better implementation would be to, what's going to happen when you rip a kid away from their parents? Like, if I'm taking your kid and you just came on a journey hundreds of miles through the desert and through this harsh pasture
Yes.
like environment, right? And your child's being taken from you, don't you think you're going to freak and your child's going to freaking cry?
I agree with you. I mean, just like I heard on the radio, these children, they need compassionate, they need their mom or their dad, whatever it is. I get that, and I understand that. But I fought for this country for 18 years. I'm sorry, it's a little bit harder for me to have the compassion for the illegals that are bringing in their children or their actors.
Yeah, I don't. That's
acting.
the point I'm getting at.
Okay.
I'm getting at that point.
Yep.
If you're going to do it illegally, I don't have the compassion for you if you get caught.
Yes.
I don't.
It's tough.
Okay.
It's tough.
Do I understand why you want to do it? Yes. But if you've noticed, I put on my feed this week, there was an immigrant sitting in California, fucking pissed, man, fucking mad. He was so fucking mad, and he's yelling, and he's like, if I can come here and I can make this transition,
Yes.
and I can put in my paperwork and I can do it legally, then anybody can do it legally.
Yes.
And you're right. That's the point. Maybe with the border wall, we should have in-processing stations just like we have military installations so that the ones who come there legally can go through the process immediately upon arrival. Without any lawyer coaching, without nothing. Like, they get the right process. Bam. They have specific people who are unbiased. They get processed right as they come into the country. You will know then for a fact if that is their actual child or not. We take the children who are being coyoted through
used as
in the illegal way, okay,
Yep.
who are being used as props and tools to get the illegal immigrants in, to get the gang members in, to get the drug cartels in. And, maybe we can take those children and now we don't know where their family is. We try to relocate their family. We can't relocate their family because they've been dead or killed or couldn't pay the coyote money for the cartel or whatever's going on. Then guess what? Then we should create, and and implement them, and not indoctrinate them, but welcome them to the country, but put them on a path. Put them on a path. Require immediate 2 years military service once they reach age. Like, do other things that are going to set them up for success. Okay? Then the rest, get fucking rid of them. Illegal, you don't want to do it the right way, you want to bring the drugs, you want to bring and use families as tools and props to manipulate emotion and create chaos, you don't need to be here. You need to fucking go. That's what I think.
Yeah. It's such a touchy situation because if our nation of laws change to this specific action, it's going to have a trickle effect to the American law.
What
the American law? I mean, I agree with you.
I think that the trickle effect for American law has already taken place, and the ripple was set way while back.
Absolutely, yeah. Yep.
You have CIA projects right now collecting biometrics material and biometrics readings from you to see how well you're going to compensate and produce and work in a new environment. Right now, you have. I mean,
I know this.
I'm sorry. I got to catch my breath. I want to let's go over some of these comments right now.
Like Ryan said, there's illegal Americans in other countries too.
Yes, there are. Money. Yes, there are. I'm not saying this is. That's the other part. That's what I was going to want to say. I understand why trolls make it about them. I understand why everybody makes it about them. I get why people are saying, look at me, I'm cool, I'm sexy, blah, 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 blah. Because that's the only thing we've ever been taught. And then the only thing you ever hear come out of leadership's mouth ever, we have to win, we got to dominate, we got to control, we got to own, we got to claim, that's all you hear. That's all you hear. And it's backed up with sports, like it's institutionalized in you from the time you're this big. Like I was looking at some commercials, or not some shows from the past, like the Jeffersons, right? You ever watch the Jeffersons?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
one of my favorite shows as a kid.
It was an awesome show. So I'm watching a clip from the Jeffersons. Yes, citizens are dumb. .com. Oh, okay. Sorry, that's a website. I wasn't making a statement. Well, but in my opinion, if I could create a vaccine for stupid, I would be richer than Tesla. I tell you that, man, and Elon Musk and his gang. So, but I'm watching this clip from the Jeffersons way back in the day when he tried to get a loan for his store in his neighborhood, right? And the white banker came in and said, "Well, we cannot do that. We cannot. We're hesitant to give you this loan because you should put it in a better neighborhood." And Jefferson's response was, "You mean like a white neighborhood?" He's like, yeah, like that would do. That would be good. When was the Jeffersons on?
Well, I was born in '79, so you're talking about the '80s.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe early '90s when they turned it on. I mean, you still get reruns every now and then on.
Yeah, but that's when TV started becoming popular, right?
Yeah.
We just got the color tubes, and we got these new shows out, and you got, what was that other show? Hardy or Eddie Harp. I can't think of his name, but it basically Archibald. He's writing a letter saying he starts writing a letter. We just want to make it a concern, and it's a white family, okay, white sitcom, 70s style or 80s styles from 70s. They write a letter. Now we're writing this letter to let you know we're uncomfortable with all of you in our neighborhood. And the son and the daughter are like, "Dad, why are you writing that?" Thank you, Lori. It was the 70s. It was the 70s. Dad's like, "Why are you writing that?" Or the kid's like, "Why are you writing that?" And the girl's like, "Why are you writing that? Why are you starting this shit up again?" And the dad's like, "Well, because when there was one colored family here, it was a novelty. But now that it's two, it's a ghetto." Well, and I'm looking back at this, and that's what leads me to my acclimation question I asked you earlier. We're sitting in the gas garage, kind of trying to figure out what the hell we're going to talk about tonight. And I said, Dilly, how long does it take you to get acclimated in a new country when you're deployed there to fight in the battle? Archie Bunker. Thank you. I knew I couldn't think of it. Too many TBIs, Anita. Thank you. Game saver.
There it is. Yeah. like you said, when you asked that question about, when you get acclimated to the country, we go in there and, like we took Iraq, they say 3 months, but it was quicker than that. But to get actually acclimated in there and understanding what the Iraqis or the Afghanis or
the Sunni, the Kurds.
Have we truly got acclimated in there? We're still working on it. I mean,
right.
And we're still, and it's going to be a work in progress for a long time. Just because I know everybody's going to disagree with me on this, because we're not supposed to go over there to take over.
Exactly.
That wasn't our intention, was to go take over. We went over there to liberate and help the people that want to be free and have a democracy like what we have.
And what have we done? We've gone over there. We've taken over. We've directed and structured which way their government's going to go.
Yes.
And who's going to be in power. And we're feeding on the total opposite end to Libya and Syria and all these other places to keep the power and the struggle intertwined in this military financial complex. It's not a military industrial complex anymore. Nope. It's turned in and become a hybrid military financial complex. Point of me asking the acclimation question is because I know anytime we went anywhere on deployment, we'd get there and you got about a month and a half to get acclimated. Acclimated, thank you.
Yep.
And my point of bringing up the Archie Bunker and the Jeffersons and all these things, when you look back, those are the little snippets in media that they use to acclimate the people to not be to accept racism as something that's okay, to accept to eat it up, to keep the division there, the walls there. We got more walls in this country than we do around the country. We need to tear down all the walls in the country and put them around the country.
Exactly.
So they run the military like a business now. You are absolutely correct.
Ryan, you're spot on tonight, buddy. You're still spot on.
I want to welcome our new joiner, Kathy.
That's it, Kathy. What's up?
How you doing? Welcome. I love all the comments coming in, guys. Yes, guys, money, and you know better than me. Well, I can't say I'm an expert in everything.
No,
I'm not an expert in shit. What I can tell you is I know how to read. I got a good education, primarily from the local library because it costs $2 and not 38 fucking thousand or whatever any high league shit costs nowadays. And I can debate with the best of them. Doesn't matter. Point's not to debate. The point is to solve problems. Welcome, Alan. Thank you for joining us. Dumb is down. Yes, dumb is down. And I think the general consensus, and where did the term millennial come from? Laugh it up, guys. Laugh it up. I'm going to get a little bit crazy here, like a fucking wacko, but I'm not a wacko.
Yes, my daughter's in the Air Force too, Ryan, by the way. She's 21. But yes, the term millennial is from the 2000, they say 1998 to 2004-ish, 6-ish.
Right.
That's where the millennial came in, because that's the millennium.
Okay. Do you think the millennial and the technology kind of go hand in hand?
Absolutely. 100%.
To guide the purpose of where we're getting steered right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you. It's because the technology, to me, I have 7 children. Thankfully, I have 2.
Well, now that's a daunting task.
Yes, I have 7 children. Thankfully, I have 2, 21 and 18, 19, one in the Air Force, one in the Navy. I'm not saying they're following in my footsteps, but hopefully, as a father, my wife and I groom them to be successful. And with the technology, just as much as I do, my daughter was phenomenal. She didn't have to worry about it. And you got to see my son Larry.
Yeah.
He got sucked into the technology. He was into the technology, to his Xbox, to his vapor stick thing, who we do that we're going to talk to.
Don't get me wrong, I love my Xbox.
Yeah.
Welcome, Sean. And I kill a lot of motherfuckers on Call of Duty.
I get it. But it doesn't engulf your day.
You're right. It doesn't.
You're not, just like you've seen on the news today, that they're saying that gaming is now a disorder. It's like,
it's a program disorder that was constructed, in my opinion. And when you look at it, the gaming too, in my opinion, why have we gone to so many remote control weapon systems? How good are the gaming systems now?
It,
Are we recruiting our future drone flyers of America? Is that what's going on right now?
or the Space Force.
Or did we use and are using this technology to recruit our Space Force so that we can run around like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and claim fucking dominance of space?
Great question. I don't have an answer for it.
I mean, what is virtual reality? Where's virtual reality going? Look how fast virtual reality technology has developed in the last 3 years. Look how fast. Look how fast it's developing right now. Now they're openly recruiting people on Facebook and other social media platforms to be testers and gamers and designers. Do I think it was partly released and instructed by government? Yes, I do. In my opinion, I think it would make sense along our current narrative and arguments that we're presenting. Point of why I'm bringing up the virtual reality is because it's getting so good so quick. What's the easiest way to keep people in our living room right now? What's the easiest way to keep people in the living room? TV, drama, TV, reality TV, and soon to be virtual reality. Because then you could have dinner and talk about how the whole family went to fucking Sweden, which was another great story, by the way. And if you haven't found that story this morning on Routers, like, I checked multiple world news sources, okay? Not just Routers, Sky News, all over the place. Which also the technology, I think.
I'm so sorry, man.
No, it's so good, man. It's so good.
So sorry. Everybody brought out the Space Force. Bam! It's being blown up. I get it. I'm sorry.
No, it's great, and I like this. This is what it's about. This is the discourse we need to have, because you have the president standing up yesterday talking about Space Force and saying, oh, we need to dominate, we need to win, and we got to dominate space. What are we going to do in space? What if we all go colonize the moon and we push it off its orbital just enough because the new gravitational influx and the quantum of physics and the linear time shifts and the paradoxical time shifts that are going off, we push that off just a little bit and it fucks up everything.
We could.
Very well.
Well, if we're a part of the Space Force, we can just blow it up. Fuck it.
Then if you blew up the moon, then all the tides on the Earth, we would have no tide on the Earth, and we'd become a water planet, and then we would go into the same evolution the moon went into. Yeah. Potentially, I don't know. I'm not a space astrophysics scientist guy, but point being, Space Force. You got guys who want to go to space. Look how many people said, "Yeah, let's all sign up for Space Force." Okay, you guys are the ones who are thinking and want to do something. The virtual reality is left here on Earth for everybody who's not so excited to go to space and do all this other stuff, so they could just be happy in their little world where they join and they travel the Earth and go on these vacations all through their virtual reality goo and stay in a room and comfortable and they talk about it like they actually been there. Because they don't care. Oh, I was there. It was cool. I saw everything. And then they change it into whatever they want it to be. I don't know, man. What do you think?
I'm telling you right now, if I can be part of the study, the space troopers, whatever, whatever you want to call it, and if I got to sacrifice my life for my family to have a lot of money, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
I'm like, here you go. I love you guys. Live your lives. I'm gonna check it out.
So, do you think we could get funding to start our own Guardians of the Galaxies campaign? What do you guys think? Do you think?
I want to shoot lasers, man. That'd be pretty sweet. Get my laser gun.
Yeah, that would be. But
get me a Jedi sword.
A Jedi sword, that would be pretty cool. Yeah.
A lightsaber.
Well, guys, I think 9:30 is about our new ending time. By the way, I know when we started this, we'd start and go to 10, but I think an hour and a half is about the max that we can hold. Are we really on the moon? That depends on what drug you take, and by what doctor it's prescribed, and or what you believe in or seen through various, well, the only agency, NASA, that tells us about the moon and what's there and what drones we have where. So I hope that answers your question, Shar.
you know what's been great for the past 2-3 weeks now is that
what's that?
We've started off super serious. We started off having serious conversations, and look where we're at right now. We're having great conversation, and it's laughter and it's happiness, and the positivity just keeps flowing right at the end of the show, and that's what I love is we bring the positivity right toward not we. I'm sorry. When I say we, I mean everybody.
Everybody who takes part of this and comments and contributes, you're contributing to the positivity.
Yeah, your comments just crack me up, and when you throw your comments out there, I'm just right there with you.
Thanks, Mary.
Yeah, and it's after a long, hard day in the sun that I work as an electrician. I get to come home and I got to cool off by taking a cold shower, and Dick knows that I work hard too, and I get to come home and look at my American flag, my Marine Corps flag in the front yard. I'm like, fuck yeah, America! I've got guns. Don't fuck with me. I get to come up here at 8 o'clock and sit here and have a serious conversation about the things that we enjoy talking about. And at the end of it, here, the last 10, 15 minutes, we get to have the brighter side of life.
Yes.
And it's fun. And it's what's great. So
it is great, man. And it, like I've said, and like I'll continue to say, the engagement, the positivity, 261 comments in an hour and a half. That's pretty good. Hey, welcome, Louie. I'm glad you joined.
Hey, what about the flag behind my back, Cassie?
Yeah, don't forget that Marine Corps flag. But you're right. We dive right in. We hit it hard from the jump. We talk about serious stuff. We talk about stuff that's going to put us in people's spotlights. We get it.
Yep.
I welcome it. I'm okay with it because I feel it's my duty. It's my duty as a citizen, as an American, and as a patriot. And I'm okay with that. Dilly's okay with that.
Absolutely.
And then by the end of it, I don't know how many people joined in and how many people who are watching disagree with what we say or agree with what we say or whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is we're engaging about it. We're conversating about it. And every time I leave here from this positive ending and feeling like we ended the show on top, it inspires me to continue to look deep into to drive it through and keep bringing you guys the stuff you want to hear and the stuff you want to talk about. So for me, that's all I got to say. I had a great show. Thank you so much, Dilly. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, me too. And Cassie's punking on my flag because it's not blowing in the wind. Trust me, Cassie, I was trying to get him to do it, but it was a last-second thing.
Yeah, I created that flag in literally like 8 seconds, okay?
Next week we'll have a couple flags flown in the wind. Maybe it'll be maybe it'll be a Dick Liberty flag.
We need to get one of those made. And listen, I want a bullshit flag made. I'm calling this to action. If you have a bullshit flag or if you can make me a bullshit flag and you send it to us, you will forever be on the Dick Liberty Wall of Fame. You will get the bullshit flag raised in your honor. And every time we start the show, we will do a ceremonial bullshit flag raising because we're talking about the bullshit and how it's affecting us.
Yes, we will.
So,
absolutely.
We're going to get a bullshit flag. And then soon, hopefully, we'll be able to give you guys a bullshit flag. So,
let's raise it. Let's raise it.
Raising the flag. All right, guys. You have a great night. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Dick Liberty, living a dream. Follow us.
Peace. Man, that was fucking fun. Huh? What the fuck? Why does it keep being fun?